Oh, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. Of course, today you can see I am not in my usual place. I am somewhere else. I am in Mombasa, and I took some few days off. I traveled to Mombasa on the let me see it properly. I traveled to Mombasa on the on the Tuesday of this week, the 19th, because I wanted to come and celebrate my birthday. My 50th birthday was happening on the 20th of this month. So I am 50 years plus 2 days. Is it 2 days or 1.5 days or something like that? So I am quite excited and I'm happy and I'm grateful to God for giving me an opportunity to celebrate my 50th birthday. Now the reason I really struggled with the issue of what should I do. I mean, I have been promising the people who are my subscribers on this channel that I will be coming on every Friday to do a video, but then now I am not in my usual place. What do I do? I am still away. What do I do? So I said, I remembered the story of Moses when he was asked, when he was sent by God to go and rescue the children of Israel from Pharaoh, and he was asked, and he I mean, when they got to the Red Sea and he was like, what do you have? I mean, he said he has nothing. I mean, he kept saying he has nothing. Yet he was told, what are you holding? And of course, he had the staff. So I said, I don't have my tripod. I don't have my lights. I don't have my home office, but I have a phone. And so I want to just, I thought I should just, share something, my own reflection about what this birthday has been for me. But more fundamentally, I think I want to just, share. Today really is really just a moment of sharing to say that I'm very happy and I'm very excited to, for God's grace. God's grace has been very sufficient for me in terms of being able to come this far to celebrate my 50th birthday. So clap for me and even, wish me happy birthday, But one of the things I am celebrating also another milestone that I was able to achieve, during the celebration of my 50th birthday. And that was, I wrote my second book. Can you imagine? I wrote my second book and I released it. I mean, I was able to have it ready on the eve of my 50th birthday. And trust me, it was not anywhere in the plan, by the way, because what happened on I think was it on the 4th of September? Yes, on 4th of September, which was Monday, that week, the first week of September, I was going to meet with my two friends at the Valley Arcade in Nairobi, and we were meeting at noon. So I went to Valley Arcade and I arrived at the parking and parked the car. And just as I was leaving the car, I checked the watch. I checked my phone and it was exactly 11:58 a.m. because then I was just like, I would take like 2 minutes to just go and be with my friends because I didn't want to get late. And at that time, I felt a very strong voice, a very strong nudge, a very strong sort of inspiration to write a book. I mean, I was like, a book at this point? Why? I mean, what about it? Then I was like, I kept asking myself, why is this inspiration to write a book coming now? And then it is when it hit me and I remembered, oh my goodness, my 50th birthday is it's only 16 days away. And I responded to the inspiration and I said, yes, I am going to write a book. I mean, it was such a big feat for me in terms of how can I promise that I'm going to do a book in 16 days? How? But then I was like, yeah, I will take it on. I am going to do this and I will do it and I will do it and I will do it. And I remember when I met my friends, I told them, guess what, guys? I imagine an inspiration just came over me and a very strong urge to do a book. I've already authored one book, so this is my second book. And so I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. So they said, you mean you're going to do your book? You're going to write a book in 16 days? I said, yes, I will do it. And of course, they sounded doubtful. I mean, anybody can doubt because surely how do you do a book in the whole 16 days, in just 16 days? But anyway, I was determined and I told them, you know what, guys, please hold me accountable tomorrow evening. Tomorrow by COB, I will send you a message informing you that I have the book outline. So when we had our lunch, we had our laugh, we had we had a good time, and we parted later that evening. And I went home. I didn't even inform my husband or any member of the family that I was going to write a book. It was those things that you say, I am going to do this one, and when I mean, let it just be that it's those two people that I informed, my friends, and of course between me and God, let me just keep the inspiration between me and God. And so so the following day I spent the whole day thinking. By the way, thinking is work. I'm telling you, thinking is work. If you didn't know that thinking is work, thinking is work. As a matter of fact, I remember when I was in employment, a colleague of mine, because then I was an executive director at that point, a colleague of mine used to tell me, you guys, I think you people, the reason why you're paid more is because you're only paid to think. Because thinking is hard, thinking is a job, because when you're a leader, your biggest work, you're not necessarily involved in operations. Your strategic thinking is what you're paid to do. So thinking is hard. So thinking is work, and it's quite interesting, and that's why they say that you need to take time to think. And so I took time, and I spent the whole day thinking, man, and I was like, my goodness, what is this I promised? But anyway, I was like, yeah, let me think. So I thought and thought and thought and thought, and by the end of the day, I remember at about 6:18 p.m. the same day, the following day, I sent a text to my friends and told them, guys, the book outline is done, so now the writing begins. So on Wednesday, which was so Monday, I met with the friends. Tuesday, I spent the whole day thinking. Thinking, oh my goodness, thinking. Then of course now the third day was to do the book. And so I woke up early, I prepared, did breakfast, and then I started my book project. And I wrote and wrote and wrote. And man, it was exciting to just pour out myself in that book. And I slept at 3 a.m. that day. Then I continued pushing. That weekend, I think, so I started the writing. So then that weekend, I needed to travel home. My mother-in-law is not well, so we needed to go and see her. So I didn't even carry the laptop. I said, you know what? I will come and connect with the writing thereafter. But before we went home, of course, I did a lot of pushing. But I remember so Wednesday I started writing. So on Thursday I was like, hey, Ebu, let me sort of now who is going to do this? Who is going to edit this book? I didn't even know who was. I had not even planned. My goodness. But anyway, I remember as I was, some days prior to that, I had gone through, something had passed by on Facebook. So I said, oh. And I had taken note of the number of that gentleman. It was a publishing firm. So I called them and I told them, listen, I have this book that I want to do, and it has to be released it has to be ready by the time I'm celebrating my 50th birthday, which was a week, which was, I think, oh my goodness, just 2 weeks away. So by the grace of God, this guy was very gracious. He said, you know what, thankfully we don't have a lot of work that we are doing here, and we will set time for you so that you can meet your aspiration to release your book by the 15th, by your 50th birthday. So we came up with a plan, and we sort of stuck to the plan. So I continued to write, and I was able to submit the manuscript. My editors, my publishers worked through the manuscript, editing, doing everything that they needed to do. And voila, on the 19th, when I was traveling to the coast now for my birthday on the 20th, my book, when I was traveling, because I traveled by SGR, by train, and so at about noon of the 19th, he sent me the draft. I said, okay, let me read. So I came reading, and I was like, we're getting ready. So when I checked in the hotel, because I arrived in the hotel at about, I think, is it 3 or 4 or thereabout? When I arrived here, I put my bags in the room, and I immediately just settled on this same seat that I'm sitting on here. This is where we sort of chatted almost the entire evening, the entire afternoon, the entire evening, until we were ready with the book and the book cover. I remember the book cover, he gave me 2-3 samples. I was like, no, this is not what I want. So we kept having exchanges. blah blah blah, until in the evening we knew that now we are ready. And on the eve of my birthday, on the 19th of September, my book was ready, the book cover was ready, and I announced to my Facebook community that the book is ready. Imagine, by the way, I had something I forgot to say. On Wednesday, now the day I started writing, or the day I made a decision to write, which is now the 5th of September, I informed my Facebook community that I normally do a lot of posts also on Facebook. So I informed my Facebook community that I am going to take some few days off to work on a pre-50th birthday project. Of course, I didn't even tell them that it was a book, because, hey, how do you even tell people that you're writing a book in 16 days? Anyway, I didn't even tell them that it was, but I just told them I will be off. I will not interact with I will be off social media completely until the project is done. And that's what I did. And for me, the lesson that I learned through that experience is that anything that you focus on, if you put your mind to something, you definitely, and if you don't entertain the impossibilities, because it's very easy that for you to sort of focus on something and then your mind keeps jumping all over the place telling you it is impossible. Or the people that you tell, if you are planning to do something and you tell people, they could actually be the naysayers. They could be the ones who will bring the block. By the way, I didn't even tell my family. The day I slept at 3 a.m. is the day I remember just telling my family on WhatsApp, because my husband was away, so and my children, of course, they were asleep, and the little one knew that our mommy is doing something, but the others, I posted on our family group and I told them, guys, this is the time I am going to sleep. I am doing my second book. So when I woke up the following morning, I saw, they had given me messages of encouragement to tell me, okay, you slept at 3 a.m. I said, yes, I slept at 3 a.m. So they said, okay, keep going. I mean, if this is what you really want to do, just go, just keep going. Anyway, the point is, two things. One, when you want to do something and when your mind has set to do something, please don't entertain any doubts. Just do. Just do. Just do. Number two, who is it that you tell that which you want to do? Remember, you can tell people, you can tell somebody who will encourage you, or you can tell somebody who will discourage you and distract you from the path of doing that which you want to do. And so, and I think for me, that was one of my lessons as I celebrate my 50th birthday. I'm quite excited. I am happy. And there's a lot that you're going to be doing. And as you can see, of course, as I have said, I am not in my usual place. I am somewhere else. But I said, because I have promised that I would sort of, share a video every Friday. Then I said, today is Friday. I am going to share the video. It doesn't matter. I will just share as it is. And then, somebody will get encouraged. Somebody will find the courage to actually decide, this is what I want. And because, on this channel, we talk about money, we talk about, and by the way, sorry, I should have told you what the book is about. The book is called The 4 M's of Money, the secret code that every employee needs to know. The 4 M's of Money, the secret code that every employee needs to do. And I think maybe in the coming videos, we are going to talk a little bit more about this book. But if you really would love to have a book, I'm selling it fast. It's an ebook. It's available as an ebook. So all you need to do is to, do that M-Pesa before I organize the funnel and everything. Because anyway, it's going to be on a sales funnel. But before I organize the funnel and everything, you can just write a message there and say you're interested, and then we can find a way of connecting, and I am happy to share the book with you. It's an interesting book for anyone who is in employment, obviously, because I share. I mean, if you have listened to me on my other videos, I have told you I have been so vulnerable to share my mistakes and my misses, the things that I wish I could have done better, but in this particular book, I share, like, I think the 10 or 12. The 12 things that you need to stop doing, the 12 things that you need to stop doing as a person who is in employment, for you to be able to start, for you to start getting organizing your money in a different way, because it is important for you to start organizing your money in a different way. For me, I wasted time, I wasted the money, I wasted the opportunity. But by the grace of God, I was able to recover from, I was able to pull myself back, sort of snatch myself, or still get myself back, 3 years between between my 47th birthday to my 50th birthday. I was able to sort of just reform the way I work with money. And that's why I'm very passionate about speaking to people who are in employment, women who are in employment, women who are earning a high income and who are not conscious about how they're using their money. That's why I speak to you, and I'm very excited to connect with you. I continue to remind you, please, share, comment, like, and most of all, subscribe, and let's keep sharing. Until next Friday, see you and thank you.